Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
Ed.
We are back, and guess what I have here? The wonderful, beautiful, the one and only Mrs. Asiedu. If you're out there, you're calling Mrs. Asiedu, we are sorry, you're not the one. The one and only Mrs. Asiedu, Doris, and I'm happy to have you here with me. Uh, we want to know you. I mean, you're one of the popular heralds, but we still want to know you. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. And thank you so much, LMK. I'm glad to be here today. My name is Doris Esiedu, as you mentioned. I've been in set apart since 2018. Yeah, I've been in set apart since 2018. And right now I'm in charge of set apart and married.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Set
I'm
apart
your
and
member.
married. Just about married, and then I also handle PR for our ministry. So I handle the Instagram, and then I give announcements on the page. So if you see the post on Instagram, most of the time I'm the one behind it. If you send us messages on Instagram, I'm the one that replies the messages. Yes, and then we do the lives too. We do the Instagram lives. Yeah, I do it with LMK. So yes, yes.
Yes. It's nice. I mean, I love working with you. You're a fun girl, easy to trust you. You are open, you're serious, but you have a sense of humor. But today's not about you. Today it's about a video we saw on YouTube by
Yeah.
Pastor Laju Iren called Mistakes Good Girls Make. And we both watched the videos. And you listed a whole list of things that stood out to you. So can you share some? I can
Okay.
also share some.
Yes. So, and one of the mistakes that stood out to me that she said that good girls make is that good girls tend to be um innocent and too naive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that's actually, made a lot of sense to me is that she said that you should not just be innocent, you should actually be streetwise as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about knowing about things. You know, you need to be street smart, right? It's not, I mean, we can all be, Christian, we can be godly and stuff, but you need to know how the world works. You need to know how people think. You need to know how the street is. You need to know how cold the streets are,
Mm-hmm.
in interaction with people and all of that. So we don't, as good girls, you don't just need to be confined to one spot in terms of your knowledge base, but like you need to be street smart, basically. Being street smart will save you from a lot of trouble, a lot of danger. It helps you to be at the right place at the right time, because if you are too naive, you always find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you find yourself doing things that you don't want to do, that go against your values and all that. So being street smart, yes, it's important as a good girl.
I'll give an example. You know, sometimes where people are so naive, they can't even tell people are flirting with them, so they land themselves in trouble.
Yeah,
I mean, don't be that kind
exactly.
of a good girl.
Yeah.
We're all good girls, but if you're flirting with me, I'm street smart enough to know that I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm like, I
Mhm.
didn't know he liked me, sister. Something told you, you just ignored it, you know. And then she
Yes.
also talked about the other extreme. But the reason why we are going to watch this video together here is because we are not popular. So when we say you don't mind us, these are things we have said over and over and over.
Yeah.
I've even taught this at Bold, set apart Bold, the
Oh.
19 to 23 year
Mhm.
olds. I told them about how there's a level of curiosity that's good, and there's a level of curiosity that is bad. I also talked about being naive does not mean you're a good girl. You need to know that your
Yeah.
auntie says that if you don't sleep with a guy, then your marriage will not be nice. You are naive if that worries you. You should
Yeah.
be smart enough to know that it's a lie. It doesn't work that way. You know, you should own your good girlness by having knowledge in that area, you know. So since we are not popular, Pastor Laju is so loved, and we love her. And I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Actually, love
what
it.
we want is what
To
we are
see.
yes. So let's watch her.
Everybody's like that. So I'm just basically picking. So even if I say good girls tend to be XYZ, don't assume that I'm saying all good girls. All right. Sometimes good girls tend to be naive. The Bible tells us to be wise as serpents, but innocent as doves. It means, in a sense, that there is a wisdom that doves might not have. And in this world, you don't just need innocence, you need wisdom. You need wisdom. There's the old Nollywood films used to have situations where you have a girl and they'll tell you once they touch you, you get pregnant. That's how you grow up. Then you will now shook hands with the guy and you didn't get pregnant. And the guy convinced you, see, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then eventually they had sex with the girl on top of, it's not that bad. I touched you and you didn't get pregnant. This is 2024, but there are still ladies who think that to keep a guy, they have to sleep with him. These are good girls. They don't believe in sex before marriage, but they believe in this guy and his vision for love. Naivety will put you in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. When you are naive, you're not just in danger from guys, you are also in danger from ladies as well. So whatever the situation might be, shine your eye. You know, the interesting thing about the foolish virgins and the wise virgins is that they were all virgins. The foolish virgins were virgins, the wise virgins were virgins, so they were all innocent. But the wise virgins had that street smart. And I think it's something that we must intentionally learn. Some of us are too naive. Some of us are too trusting. Some of us are too open. And I think that it is a mistake that good girls make a lot.
So much to be unpacked from what she said.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you have to say about what she said about the street smart? We already talked about it, but I feel like she's saying a lot right now.
Yeah. So I just remembered when I was in class 4, right? So I had my menses quite early. I think I had it in class 5. Not, yeah, I think class 5 was something. So there was this one time. Yeah, I think I was about 10 or 11.
Wow.
So yeah. So one of my classmates was like, when you're menstruating and your leg crosses a guy, you get pregnant.
Where's your husband? You are fired.
You know, I actually believed it. I held on to that thing. I said, hey, when I'm menstruating, if I cross my leg cross with a boy. So I think there was one time I was passing and then one guy put his, so my whole day was spotted. I said, Jesus,
I'm pregnant.
So yeah, I think that emphasizes the level of naivety. And I think that people even today, like young ladies even today, who are actually good girls, think like the way I was thinking when I was in class 4. Like we tend to trust easily. Like you can be an easygoing person as I am, but you actually have to, shine your eyes, like see people. Don't just trust people just because that's the kind of person you are, but you actually have to, hold back certain information, right? Be wise with the things that you share with people. Yeah.
I totally agree. And I think what I'll have to add to what Pastor Laju is saying is that tell you cannot afford not to be aware of, read the room, read the surroundings. Some people cannot even tell when people don't like them. Some people cannot tell when some men are just there for hit and run. By the questions they ask, by how they behave. The person just met you today, they want to touch your bottles, and you still feel like I can change him. Sister, no, you can't change him. Don't be naive. Okay. And then I don't know if you've watched Just As Girls. Ame and
Yeah, I have.
there's another part of it that plays in the church. The man is the choir director, or he's even the pastor, and he's touching your breast, and you're still acting naive that no, maybe he was checking my temperature or was checking my heart rate. No, he's hitting on you. Read the room, grow up, ask God to help you have a genuine reality. Some people don't have genuine reality.
Yeah,
Their
yes.
mindset, like, hey, maybe it's my husband. No, let me not report him. Hey, maybe I know I've heard of a story where the Sunday school teacher became their husband and they've been married for 40 years. It's not your story. Don't own it. Okay, because you don't know what they're suffering, and you don't need to know before you decide that you're going to be street smart. So that's something that I encourage all girls to do. I always say, don't pretend don't pretend to be foolish. Many of us, we pretend to be foolish because we don't want to scare people away. No.
Yeah,
The person
yeah.
it's 11 p.m. and he's asking you what's up. He's asking you what are you wearing? And you're still saying, oh, it's a man of God. Maybe it's a man of God, which is true, but he's weak right now. He's in his weakness right now. Don't play on it. I mean, don't fall for it. If he's asking what are you wearing, Charlie, don't
The armor
don't
of
even
God.
say I'm wearing the blood of Jesus. You can ask him, what kind of question is that? Like, how do you want me to answer this question? The person will check himself and be like, oh my goodness, I was about to sleep and this girl helped me. They will respect you more. But if you say, oh, I'm wearing the blood of Jesus, he will laugh. But then you have not checked him. So he doesn't know whether you are correcting him or you are playing along. He will come again. And if it's a full-blown bad boy, he'll be like, okay, we don't mess with this girl. So, I mean, don't pretend to be foolish or don't pretend to be not knowledgeable. This is a very topic that if you don't take it, we'll go over and over. So step one, do not be what?
Naive. Be street smart.
Be street smart. Mrs. Asieri said be street smart. But I said, have you ever been street smart before? Can you share?
I have. I just remembered one of these ones. So I think, was I in uni or I was in SHS? I think I was in SHS or uni. I can't remember very well, but I had to go for a cousin's wedding, so I was part of her bridesmaids. And then she's a long distance cousin, so she also had like family members and stuff. And then there was this supposed family member who was trying to who was trying to hit on me, like very, very, strange conversations and everything. And I remember I told the guy off. The guy never looked my way ever again because I saw where the conversation was going. Why are you asking me? I can't even remember the details, but I remember I was very, very upset. I even went to tell my mother about it. And my mom was like, hey, you two, a hard girl like that. So, like, those are the things. The person is definitely trying to play along, and he knows that
Trying
if
to
you tell
test
the
your
person,
boundaries. How much will you
yeah,
take?
yeah. Yeah, if the person sees that, oh, yeah, you're actually serious about what you're saying, the person will actually back off.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I have to tell you that even if you don't like the guy, you give him attention, you eventually start liking him. Has not happened to girls. I mean, if you can put it in the comment section, you didn't like the boy, they just started teasing you with him. You didn't like him.
It's true.
After a while, you're always waiting for his call. Because attention is addictive. If he
Yeah.
gives you attention and he draws it, you go looking for it. And that's what many bad boys do. They give you just a little bit. He's not behaving well in the relationship, but he gives you just a little bit. He has sex with you and then he withdraws. Then you go looking for him. Then he gives you just a little bit. When you are beginning to have sense that, oh no, this boy is using me, you stop talking to him. You'll be like, I've missed you, you have dogged me. And then he gives you something nice. It's like a dog and this one trying to play. But be street smart, okay? All right. And the little girls watching, the 13-year-olds, the 10-year-olds, be street smart. If an uncle says, hey, look at your big breast, he said, will you be bothered if I tell my mother? Because I'm going to tell my mother you talked about my big breast. And if you tell your mother say you're a bad girl, find a correct adult in your life and go and tell them because the abuse is too much. Almost everybody you talk to, some way, somehow, was abused in their young age. We must rise up. We must rise up. Satan must stop sowing seeds of lust and promiscuity in the life of young people through abuse. Let's listen to some more of what she has to say.